Let me tell you about a gentleman named Bob Reed. Just handed over the reins after 40 years as president and CEO of Physicians Mutual. A genuine leader by all accounts. Quietly confident, unbelievably humble, solid to the core. A man shaped by his faith.
It was kind of the anchor that kept me grounded.
And the example of his father.
He would demonstrate to me day in and day out that you got to be accountable, you got to have discipline, you got to work hard, and you got to work to your fullest potential.
The professional guidance of his father-in-law,
who was my mentor and nurtured me through a lot of the years of my career.
And the love of his wife, the love of his life. Betsy Reed says she knew from their first date that she would marry this man. They'll celebrate their 50th anniversary this year.
She's always been there for me. She encourages and is in any endeavor that I take on, she's always there backing me up. I am the most fortunate man in the world.
Robert A. Reed, Bobby to his brother and sister, was born and raised in Shenandoah, Iowa, the son of hard-working, involved parents.
They would share their time, talent, and treasure with the community, which was a good example for the kids growing up.
In high school, the prom king counted among his schoolmates two brothers also destined for great success, Don and Phil Everly, the Everly brothers.
Wake up, Billy Susie, wake up.
Matter of fact, Phil Everly and I shared a locker all through high school.
All three would become stars in their own right, Don and Phil on the stage, Bob in the insurance industry. He graduated from Creighton University in 1961 with an accounting degree.
I came there for an education, and it wound up to be a love for the school.
And went to work in Pete, Marek, and Mitchell's insurance client division. Bob was assigned to the Physicians Mutual account and 3 years later, hired on as CFO.
I get a lot of joy out of being in an industry where you are helping people cover unplanned tragedies in their lives.
Only the fourth president and CEO since the company's founding in 1902.
I just, just put my head down and started working and learning, and those the other folks came along and certainly supported me and helped me. I had a pretty good idea of, where we needed to go.
And that's where they went. During Bob's 40 years in the head office, the company experienced stunning growth.
When I first started, we sold basically just one or two policies. Now we have a whole portfolio of different policies that we sell. Our footprint now, we cover all 50 states. We have 28 division offices throughout the United States.
Look at these numbers. 1974 to 2014, company assets grew from $54 million to $3.3 billion. Annual premiums collected rose from $72 million to $700 million. And annual benefits paid increased from $49 million to $461 million.
Well, the thing that hasn't changed is our promise that we've made to our customers and our employees, and that is to do the right thing. Always do the right thing. Your word is your bond.
A total of 5 decades with Physicians Mutual, Bob says he never lost his passion for the work or the workers.
I love the interaction with the employees. They're young, and I'm a little bit older, and I kind of steal their youth from them.
And now, for the first time in a very long time, Bob is facing a future beyond the president and CEO's office. Earlier this year, he handed the proverbial keys to the company to his successor, his oldest son, Rob Reed.
I am so proud that our son Rob is taking over, or has taken over, the leadership of the company, and that he was willing and able to do it.
Rob has been with the company since 1989. Bob and Betsy have another son, Tim, who also works at Physicians Mutual, a vice president in the marketing division. Chairman-elect currently, Bob is slated to become chairman in 2016. A new phase of life for Bob Reed. He says he looks forward to living in the moment and spending more time with his family, especially their 8 grandchildren. Travel is also on the docket, maybe Australia and New Zealand, along with more time at Lake Okoboji, a gathering spot for the Reed clan.
We just recently did a remodel up there, and the one criteria that Betsy and I had was that we have a table large enough that all 14 of us can fit around.
Also important to Bob and Betsy, being involved in and giving back to their community, a priority learned from their parents.
We just think the more you give, the better your community is going to be, and it all comes back to you.
Bob sits on the board of trustees of his beloved alma mater, Creighton University. He and Betsy actively support their St. Robert Bellarmine Parish, the Equestrian Order of the Holy Sepulchre in Boys Town.
We're working on the cause of making Father Flanagan a saint. It's a very rewarding cause.
Community involvement, devotion to family, a legacy of success. The hallmarks of an extraordinary Omaha business leader.
Work hard and practice humility, practice humility, practice humility, and the rest will take care of itself.
Welcome to the Omaha Business Hall of Fame, Mr. Reed.